Hey everybody, CQ from Pop Culture Warrior and WTF Nation Radio. I'm here with Andrew Schmidt. Tell the people the work you've done and why they should know your name.
I was an animator on Prince of Egypt. I animated on the Iron Giant. I was at Pixar for about 15 years. Oh my goodness. This is going back. Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, a little bit on Cars and WALL-E. Did a little bit of directing while I was there on commercials, promotional work. And then from there, I had a good friend, Rodrigo Blas, who had ventured out from Pixar and started working with Guillermo del Toro on a project at DreamWorks. And eventually they got the show Troll Hunters going. So he gave me a call and said, I heard you want to direct. Would you like to come and direct on Troll Hunters? And I said, yes. So I left Pixar, headed back from San Francisco down to LA, and spent about 5 years working on the Troll Hunters world. Went on to Star Trek Prodigy for a couple of years. Directed some episodes on there, and then I was offered the job as supervising director on WondLa's Skydance Animation.
And my God, what a resume. When you look back, do you go like, what? Where did the time go?
I do. I feel very, very fortunate and lucky to have worked on some of the projects I worked on.
So
the opportunities
if you've had your hearts broken in some of those Pixar movies like me, he's probably one of the people to blame, when you're like, no, Nemo, why? Or whatever it is. So let's talk a little bit about what you're here to talk about. What were some of the early conversations around translating the book's kind of unique aesthetic into that new format?
Well, I have to admit, I came on a little bit later, so a lot of that work was already done. Tony DiTerlizzi, the author, was deeply involved from the onset, just to stay true to his vision. And, while I was there, we started developing the visuals a little more, branching away from some of the stuff he had done. But he was consulting with us, and he was on board because it stayed true to the essence of what he wanted. Oh my God, I forgot the question.
keeping that unique vision from what the book was. But I'll tell you what, it blends sci-fi, fantasy, coming of age themes. So how do you then mix that influence in a way that the way you approach storyboarding, visuals, pacing, all of that? How do you keep it all together?
You hire good people. You have a really good team. I gotta say, you can't do stuff like this without a crack team. So, we had amazing writers that were, again, working with Tony to develop the story. Because obviously the book is the book, and the book was groundbreaking and amazing and beautiful, but then when you turn a book into something visual, there's going to be change. There's going to be adjustments for the needs of the story. It's a different medium. It's visual. So the writers worked with Tony to start hammering out the story, and then the art department was busy developing things. A lot of the stuff came from, in my view, because I worked closely with them, was the storyboard department. We had a lot of great story artists, a nice diverse group of men and women who brought a lot of acting chops and thoughts and beliefs and their own material to it to help develop the character and the story.
Is there a particular, I'm touching on that, is there a particular sequence that kind of changed dramatically from maybe when you were planning out the animatics to when it's actually, the final version?
I know there was, but nothing comes to mind at the moment.
It's tough, right?
Yeah, this was a really long slog. It was like we were working our asses off on this thing to just keep the quality up and keep it entertaining and making it bingeable. But that said, just in a general way, there were a lot of things where you would be heading in one direction and trying and pushing, and you would think, okay, I think this is working, and then maybe somebody with a lot more story experience, like John Lasseter, would step in and say, let's try this instead. And he would, take it in a different direction, and it would be like, oh, this is going to be hard. This is going to be a lot of work. But you could see as you were doing it, he's right. This is going to make this so much more powerful, or land so much better, So it was nice having creatives as executives overseeing it, whose notes, were powerful and impactful.
Gotcha. We're gonna hit you with the rapid fire before we let you go.
Okay.
What's your favorite thing to check out at Comic-Con when you're not working?
This is my first Comic-Con for I don't know how long. My favorite thing is going to be looking for some friends out on the floor.
Fair enough. What's a tool of the trade you absolutely couldn't live without?
Tool of the trade. This isn't very rapid fire, and I apologize.
A slow fire.
Yeah, a slow fire. Shit, man, I don't know.
That's good. Hey, we're making you think.
Okay.
You know, I don't do the pop dance questions.
I'm gonna say my editor.
Okay.
I could not do this without my friend and editor Torben.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
Is there a piece of pop culture, whether it's comic, show, movie, that actually made you want to get into this industry?
I suppose my first, I grew up watching monster movies, loving monster movies, the classics like Dracula, Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon. So I was already intrigued by that and monster makeup. But when I was young, and I don't remember how old, I went to see Jaws in the theater. And it, just in the first shark attack, gave me such a visceral reaction, I started shaking. Like I uncontrollably shaking, and I had to leave. I had to go call my mom to come and get me, And it terrified me, but at the same time, that was when I realized what film can do.
Movie magic.
Film and story and movie magic, and it can have such an effect.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Last one for you. What's the one piece of advice you'd give to somebody who wants to work in your role?
Don't give up. You're going to get knocked down again and again and again, and it's going to be hard to keep your head up, but keep your head up and don't give up.
Outstanding. Well, I'm going to thank my guest. It was Andrew Schmidt. I wanted to make sure I pronounced it correctly. Andrew Schmidt is easy. I get some of these people. My God, the names are killing me. But Andrew Schmidt, check out his amazing work, and we'll look forward to seeing more from you in the future,
Great.
sir.
Pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.